Hi, my name is Sissy, and I want to welcome you to my show, Getting Healthy with Sis. I am married to my hunky husband, Matt, and together we own a fitness and nutrition coaching studio in Lakeland, Florida called Restoration Fitness and Nutrition. We have 2 little boys, and I've been a nutrition coach for 5 years, helping countless people to revamp their lives and see amazing results implementing one healthy habit at a time. My passion is to help women just like me realize they don't have to be a victim to poor eating habits and poor health. Instead, through proper education and empowerment, they can take control of their health and live the healthiest and happiest life possible. As you tune into my show, I promise you're going to learn new things about your health. You're going to be inspired to take action towards your goals, and you're going to have a ton of fun along the way. All right, guys, welcome to my second bonus episode for my pregnancy. So in this episode, this bonus episode special behind the scenes sneak peek of my life right now, I'm going to be discussing with you guys my second trimester. So I am currently 26 weeks pregnant. That means that I am at the end of my second trimester. And I wanted to just share with you guys how it's been for me, what I've been dealing with, struggling with, doing, or trying to do for myself to keep myself healthy and fit. What I have done in my previous 4 pregnancies at this point to keep myself healthy and fit, and just kind of share some good tools and tips and tricks with you guys. So I am currently 26 weeks pregnant. The first time when I had my first child, I was 30 years old. Okay, so that's my oldest son, Maddie. He was born when I was 30. If you guys know me or you've been listening, you know that we had 2 babies that we lost later on, in my second trimester. Back to back, and then we had Wilson. He's our baby. He's here with us now, 18 months old. And so this is my 5th pregnancy, and it's been, I just turned 36. So this is my 5th pregnancy in 6 years, and I just want to say I'm really worn out. I feel it this time. I have just been really having to do like a mental check. I feel more tired this time. I feel more lethargic. I feel kind of like I'm having some blood sugar issues, but we'll find out in a few weeks when I go to the doctor if I am. But I just feel worn out. 5 pregnancies in 6 years will take a toll on the body, and I am tired. So before we go any further, just know that that's real life. I'm tired, and I like to go to bed. Our kids go to bed around 7. I clean up the house, do some things, and by 8:30, I'm like, I am exhausted. I just want to go to sleep. So anyways, that's a little bit about me right now, but I wanted to kind of hit on 2 things in this episode because if you're listening to this and you happen to be pregnant right now, I think these things will really help you. If you are going to be getting pregnant in the future, I think they'll help you. And if you're not pregnant right now, maybe you're listening and you have someone you could share this with. So I wanted to hit on 2 things today in this bonus episode, and this is what I'm doing for my activity right now while I'm pregnant in my second trimester, and what I'm doing for my supplementation, okay, what supplements I'm taking. So right now I've set a goal for myself to be active for 30 minutes a day. And let me just tell you, I feel like I'm already bigger in this pregnancy than I normally am. And so honestly, movement already feels kind of hard, and it's kind of annoying because I don't feel as agile and as young as maybe I did in my first or second pregnancy, but I have set a goal for myself to move 30 minutes a day, and that's actually what the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists suggests for a pregnant woman, is to move your body, moderate exercise, so something that's you're breaking a sweat, you're getting your heart rate up, but you can still carry on a conversation. So moderate exercise, 30 minutes, 5 to 7 times a week. I am really trying hard to get in 7 days a week, but honestly, sometimes I am tired, and going out for a walk with my 2 small children and my dog in the middle of Florida, in the middle of July, August, middle of the day, I am like, sometimes that's just like, I can't do it. But I'm trying really hard to be diligent to keep my body moving. And here is why. So my last baby that I had, he's 19 months old now. I wound up having a C-section with him, and when I was laying on the table with my abdomen cut open after my baby had been delivered, my doctor said to me, she said, oh, I'm laying there, the sheet's up, and she said to me, she said, Sissy, I can tell that you take care of yourself and that you're active and that you're healthy. And I was like, laying there like, oh my gosh, what does she mean by that? And she was like, I can tell by your insides. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, I think I was like, that's awesome, because I'm a health coach and we own a gym. Like, I'm glad that you can see. I didn't wind up going into detail with her about what that all meant, but let me tell you, this time I plan on it. I plan on asking her, and even asking her, does it look the same, better, worse than it did last time? But I thought that was really interesting that when my abdomen was cut open, that she said, I can tell that you take care of yourself. And so I'm thinking, what is it? Does my blood look healthy? Are my organs a nice, bright red color? Or what's going on? I'm certainly not someone that doesn't gain an ounce of fat. I do gain fat when I'm pregnant, so it's not that I didn't have any fat stored. I'm not really sure what that meant, but that was really motivating to me of like, hey, what I'm doing in my pregnancies by trying to stay active and trying to eat as healthy as I can, it shows. Like, my doctor is able to see it when she sees the inside of my body versus other women that around my age that she's cutting open at this point. So I plan on asking her that this go around with a C-section and saying, could you give me some more details on what you mean when you say that? But so one of my huge motivators right now of my why I'm staying active is, number one, because it matters. It matters. I want my insides to be healthy. I want, when they're cut open, I want you to be able to see that I take care of myself, because that's really important, but also because it really helps with your recovery. When you have a C-section, basically you get this big incision in your lower abdomen, and you lose the use of your abdominal muscles while it is healing for several weeks. And when you're got a newborn baby, you're laying in the bed, you're nursing, you really need to be able to be mobile and to be able to move your body. And just because you have a baby doesn't mean that you can just lay up in bed and do nothing. Like, you've still got to take care of your family and things like that. And so it was so clear to me last time in my last pregnancy, postpartum, how important it was that I had not just completely let myself go during my pregnancy. It was so clear that after the fact, when I went in for my week checkup a week out, my doctor was like, you look great. You're moving great. Like, wow, you're doing awesome, and I was like, I feel okay, I felt okay, and I was able to, bend down some and do different things. And even, when I would be in bed laying down nursing my baby, I realized how important it was that I had upper body strength, because I couldn't really use my abs to sit up, but I would have to grip onto my bed and use my upper body to really pull my body up to an upright position. And different things like that really showed me, hey, for my recovery, it's really important that my body is strong. It's really important, as I'm going into this major abdominal surgery, that I have strong muscles in my back, in my abs, in my legs, in my upper body. It's so, so important. And so those are some of the whys right now of why I'm keeping myself physically active. Picture this with me. You're sitting down to make your grocery list for the week, and you're stumped on what healthy items you can add to your list that are going to fuel your body while helping you to reach your fat loss and body composition goals. You want some easy go-to items to stock in your fridge and pantry that will increase your health while decreasing your waistline. Well, I have the solution for you. I have created 3, that's right, I said it, 3 amazing shopping guides for Aldi, Sam's Club, and Costco. So if you're someone who frequents these grocery stores, you can download these lists for free, and I promise they'll guide your shopping experience in a spectacular way. So if you're ready to download these lists now, you can go to gettinghealthywithsis.restorationfitnesslkld.com. I'll say it again so you can write it down. That's gettinghealthywithsis.restorationfitnesslkld.com. So it used to be kind of a prevalent known fact that the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, that they recommended that if you were not physically active before you got pregnant, that you didn't need to start a new workout routine when you became pregnant. But now they have actually reversed that, and they have said, you know what? Even if you are not active when you get pregnant, you actually need to start becoming active while you're pregnant, because it is so, so important for the health of the mother, both physically and mentally, but it's also important for the health of the baby. You know, we see that exercise during pregnancy, that it decreases the risk of gestational diabetes, postpartum depression, and it shortens the postpartum recovery time. So it is super, super important that as women, when we are pregnant, that even if we were inactive before, that we begin moving our bodies at a moderate pace, even going for, a 30-minute walk or doing some light squats or light jumping jacks, things like that, something to get your heart rate up where you can still have a conversation, you're breaking a sweat, you're not doing super crazy things. That is going to be really, really important for your health, for the health of the pregnancy, for your mental and physical health, the health of the baby, all those sorts of things. So I'm going to read to you real quick some research that I've been doing on this, just from a neurodevelopmental stance for the baby, the benefits that the mother exercising have on the baby. So relationships between exercise during pregnancy and offspring neurodevelopment outcomes have been reported by several studies. For example, in a study involving a large cohort of children, maternal physical activity during pregnancy was positively associated with neurodevelopmental assessment scores at 12 months of age after controlling for potential co-founders. In another study, leisure time physical activity of pregnant women positively correlated with child's language development assessed at age 2 years old, using the Bayley scales of infant and toddler development. And again, what is recommended is 30 minutes of moderate exercise 5 to 7 times a week. Another study, I remember reading an article several years back that was talking about how the movement of a mother during pregnancy, so as she's moving, as she's bending down, squatting, exercising, all of those things, the baby in the womb is actually having to adjust to all of those movements. So it's actually helping the baby in the womb develop motor skills. It's helping the baby to adjust to movement. And they're finding that mothers who exercise, that their children are more physically coordinated than women who do not exercise or who are sedentary. Another thing that's neat about how the exercise of the mother impacts the baby is that when a mother's heart rate increases, the heart rate of her baby in her womb increases. And so that heart rate of the baby rises to meet that of the mother. And it's almost like a good exercise session for the baby as well. So it's super neat how the activity of the mother impacts the baby, and it's really important. So if you're pregnant right now, if you're brand new pregnant, or you're in your second, third trimester, I really want to encourage you, just move your body. I know it's hard. I know your body is heavier than normal and there's lots of aches and pains, but keeping your body in motion is something that you are going to be so thankful for that you did. Come delivery, whichever way you deliver your baby, and then postpartum, it's going to be so important, and it impacts the health of your baby. Okay, next thing that I wanted to cover for second trimester is the supplements that I'm taking. Now, I want to say something, a disclaimer here real fast before we dive into this. Number one, and even with the activity and with the supplements, I am not diagnosing, treating, curing, or recommending you to take any of these things. I truly believe you need to work with your doctor. If you've got any health risks or you are wondering about what's best with you, you need to consult with your doctor. I am just sharing with you what I do for my activity and for my supplements. So that's a little disclaimer before we move any further. But I want to just lay the groundwork as well, is that it is really, really important that as a mother pregnant with a baby that you are eating a well-formed diet. I remember in my first pregnancy, I was, really in tune with the apps that they have for pregnant women to kind of track the pregnancy with their baby and what's going on developmentally and all that kind of stuff. And I read something that really stuck out to me, and it was that the mother's diet impacts the palate of the baby. So when a mother is eating a well-balanced diet, not full of sugar, but you're introducing different foods with different tastes, vegetables, things like that, it's actually impacting the development of that child's palate and what they are going to be predisposed to think tastes good. You are introducing that to them in the womb. And so that was kind of inspiring to me of, hey, I want to be making sure that I'm eating a healthy diet so that even in the womb, I'm introducing my child to what vegetables taste like and what different seasonings and spices taste like, so that they're not more, prone to just wanting bland mac and cheese and, mashed potatoes and, chicken nuggets or whatever for their whole life. But it is really, really important that you, like in all of life, but especially when you're pregnant, that you are eating a well-balanced diet, that you're eating healthy fats, healthy plant-based carbohydrates, and healthy protein, that you're eating enough of that, because that is truly what's going to make you feel best, and it's the building blocks that's helping to build and develop the child that's within you. So before we lean too heavily on supplements, I want to remind you, having a well-balanced, nutritious diet when you are pregnant is of the utmost importance. Now, I do take a prenatal vitamin when I am in my first trimester. It helps with the neural tube development for the baby. But I did actually ask my doctor, and she told me, she said, Sissy, if you don't want to continue taking it, you don't have to. We do not live in an underdeveloped country. You are probably getting a well-balanced diet. Your baby is probably getting what it needs. This was my doctor, okay? I am not telling anyone to stop taking your prenatals, but that was what my doctor told me. So once I passed through that first trimester, I kind of morph what I'm doing for my supplements. Again, I'm trying to stay with a well-balanced, healthy diet. But I wanted to share with you guys some of the things that I do that have really made a difference for me through all of my pregnancies so far. So the first one that I do is I actually drink one of these. This is an element packet, and everything I share in this next section we're going to have in the show notes. So if you want to check it out for yourself and look into purchasing some of this stuff for yourself, you are completely free to do that. I'm not getting any kickback from advertising this stuff. I don't get any commission or anything, just sharing with you what I do that's helpful for me. So I take an element packet. This is an electrolyte packet that I take once to twice a day, and I mix it in with water. Now, in my first several pregnancies, by the time I got in my second trimester, I would wake up in the middle of the night with insane leg cramps that would start in my feet and would go up into my calf, and I would wake up in the middle of the night and my leg was like straight up in the air, and I'm like, like screaming. And that would happen very often. And what I would do is I eventually realized, like, getting some sea salt or pink Himalayan salt on my tongue, if I could get that salt in there, the leg cramps would go away pretty quickly. But there were plenty of nights early on in my previous pregnancies where I would be like hobbling through my house at night trying to find salt. But then I got really smart and I kept it beside my bed. So in the second trimester, that's when they typically would begin to kick in. And it's probably due to the fact that your body is using a lot of minerals and vitamins to make this baby, and it needs some extra support during this time. And so So I would keep the pink Himalayan salt. I would keep it next to my bed, and I would take a few pinches before I went to bed every night with some water, and that really helped. I was not waking up really at all anymore in the night. But now what I've found that I really enjoy drinking is this element. So it has 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. This is a very clean, yummy, and delicious, kind of like an alternative to Gatorade. It's sweetened with stevia. I think it might have 5 calories per packet. But I really enjoy this. So this is something that I take every day, and I have not had any leg cramps at all in this pregnancy. So yay for that. Okay, so if you're one that cramps in pregnancy, you want to check out Element. Okay, next thing that I am doing is I am trying to be as diligent as possible to take some omega-3s. Okay, one of the first things that I notice in pregnancy that happens to me as soon as I get pregnant is I start like losing my memory. Like, I start forgetting stuff like crazy. I can't remember people's names that I know for sure that I know, like crazy stuff. And it's because that baby is leaching. That baby needs a lot of vitamin support and a lot of omega-3s to build its own brain. And I think that it's leaching out of my brain and going to the baby. So I have been trying to be really, really diligent to take a great clean omega-3 supplement. I really love this one. It's by Neolife, and it's a salmon oil that's been tested. It's very clean, and so I really love this one. I take this one daily. And another thing that I had read, so after my 4th child, I did struggle with some, I would say, postpartum depression. It was real. I had some really rough patches there, and it kind of came on me out of nowhere. And one of the things that I was reading was that a mom does need a supplement with omega-3s, especially before delivery, to kind of help her through that transition phase. It can really help with the hormones and with the brain biochemistry, all of the changes in hormones that happen so quickly postpartum. This can really help support that. So I'm trying to be really diligent with this time. Taking this regularly to hopefully help in that postpartum stage as well. Okay? All right, calcium, magnesium. So your baby is growing bones, okay? And your bones need to stay healthy and intact, especially your teeth. That's something that pregnant women, can notice happens, is you actually can get cavities quicker when you are pregnant because your body, the baby is leaching a lot of calcium out of the mother's body. And so I don't take this every day because honestly, the calcium magnesium combination, it does cause some, sometimes some unfavorable bathroom issues, but I take this a few times a week. Just to make sure that I'm getting enough calcium. This does have vitamin D3 combined in it to help it to be more absorbable. So I take this. This is by Neolife as well. This is a newer thing that I've begun taking, Perfect Aminos. So amino acids are the building blocks of your cells. You're needing some supplementation with that right now. Your body is building a whole new human. And so this is something that I have begun taking. I just mix it in with my water. So it's an amino acid supplement. This is one of my supplements. It's my best friend. It's been a staple in my life for probably 3 to 4 years now. I absolutely love it. It's Magnesium Breakthrough. I take it every night before I go to bed. Helps my body relax. Helps me to get good, deep, thorough sleep. Helps with body cramps, all of those sorts of things. So I take this every single night. It's amazing. And then last but not least, this is something that I've taken in all of my pregnancies. Now, this is liquid collagen, okay? So I know, studies show different things and people have different opinions about collagen, and does it need to be liquid? Is it more absorbable if it's liquid? All those sorts of things versus powder. But I can tell you this. So this is my 5th baby. I tend to gain about 40 pounds every pregnancy. Hopefully this time it'll be around that and not anymore. But I do gain a good amount of weight. And guess what? I've never gotten stretch marks. And I'm going to knock on wood that they're not going to come this time. But sometimes what you'll hear is that stretch marks are hereditary. So like if your mom or your sister or whatever had them, then you probably will get them too. Well, my mom and my sister had them, and I, knock on wood, have not gotten them yet. Now, I am 36 now, so my maternal age is actually, I'm in the advanced maternal age category now. I cannot believe that. But I am a little bit older, and as you age, your body's ability to make collagen naturally does decrease. So I'm kind of curious about that this time, what's going to happen with my body. But I don't take this every single day. This supplement is a little bit expensive. Modere is like an MLM, but I've heard a lot of great things about it. I've used it in all of my pregnancies. So typically when I'm pregnant and I begin to get a little bit bigger, I do start supplementing with some collagen while trying to have a well-balanced diet and make sure that my cells are getting the nutrients that they need from plants and clean protein and healthy fats from my diet first. So this concludes all of the supplements that I am currently taking. Again, I want to throw out this disclaimer that I am not a medical doctor. I cannot prescribe or cure or treat anyone. I really want you to take what I have said if you are currently pregnant, present it to your doctor, and make sure that there are no qualms with you exercising. There shouldn't be. It's really good for you, but just clear it with the doctor first. And then if you have questions about any of these things, we're going to put links to these supplements in the show notes so you can check them out. And if you're interested in what it would look like for you to supplement with these things, then you can present them to your doctor and ask them if they would be safe for you to take. My doctor has cleared all of these things for me. But you talk with your doctor and make sure that they're safe for you and that you get your doctor's go ahead with that. So that concludes my bonus episode for my second trimester of pregnancy. I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you know someone who's pregnant right now, go ahead and share this episode with them. Or if you get pregnant in the future, make sure you come back and remind yourself of some of these tips that I've shared as far as keeping a healthy pregnancy. So that wraps us up for today, and we'll see you guys next time.